All right. Hello, everyone. Which is probably no one yet. But let me change the stream title real quick. There we go. That's fixed. All right. Welcome, everyone. So I'm hopping into this after they've done the map draft and in the middle of the Civ Draft. So I'm going to look at the maps real quick, and then we'll catch up with the Civ Draft here. So this is going to be Low Eco High Tempo. That's VK and Sushiero. Versus Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's pimentbd and Harya. And Low Eco High Tempo banned Black Forest. Red Hot Chili Peppers banned Hideout. Low Eco High Tempo picked Step. Red Hot Chili Peppers picked Pilgrims. And then the admin pick was Arena. So we've got a nice mix this time. We've got a closed map to start us off. And then we've got the more open map with Step, and then kind of the hybrid water map with Pilgrims. Um, I look forward to, if we get to Pilgrims, I look forward to seeing what they've got cooked up for that one. I feel like we tend to get some pretty good games on Pilgrims. That said, looking at the civs, they've been picking and banning while I've been talking. But Low Eco High Tempo picked first. They grabbed Mongols, and then Red Hot Chili Peppers grabbed Armenians. Um, Mongols is I think they both picked for their home maps there. Mongols is a step pick. Armenians is a pilgrims pick. Um, would be my guess, but obviously you can use both civs in other places. Um, I would say particularly with Armenians, they've got some pretty good utility on step if needed with the few longswords and like warrior priests and such. Um, I doubt we'd see either of these civs on Arena. Obviously, Mongols, if you get to super late game on Arena, are very good, but it takes a lot to get into Mangadai. And you kind of want to use their early feudal power spike with the scouts. And they've finished up while I've been blabbing here. But as far as the bands, Low Eco High Tempo picked or banned Jurchens, Saracens, Georgians, Vikings, and Chinese. So I might be missing something with the Jurchens. Maybe Piment played that and destroyed somebody the other day. I'm not sure. Saracens is probably in response to Harya playing them very well against Koka and I. Uh, can confirm he was very good on that Civ. Um, Georgians, they probably just don't want to deal with the low pop scout rush on step, would be my guess. Vikings, because Piment played that on Arena recently. And then Chinese, because Piment played that on Hideout recently. And of course, I mean, Piment is probably either the strongest or the second strongest player in the league. Um, depending on who of he and secretary is trying to, they're always one-upping the other person to make themselves look like a bigger noob, but neither of them are. They're both very good players. Um, both probably, in the 1550 to 1600 level range for skill. Even though if you look at secretaries, it says mid 1300s. That's a lie. He's a lot better than that. um, That said, the bans for Red Hot Chili Peppers, they banned Spanish, didn't want to deal with the conks on Arena. Banned Italians, that's probably an anti-pilgrims ban. Banned Berbers, that's probably just a, you know, anti, just not wanting to deal with that Civ sort of ban. Because I feel like Berbers are decent most everywhere. I think they've got good navy. They're probably a pretty good Civ to not deal with on pilgrims, especially. But you also don't want to deal with camel archers. They banned Mapuche, so that's gonna be. I always forget what Mapuche do. Um, I can remember Tupi Blackwood archers. I can remember Muisca having the temple guards and the better monks. I just forget Mapuche, to be completely honest with you. And then they banned Cumans, guessing they just don't want to deal with the 2 TC boom on Arena. As far as the other picks, Loico High Tempo have Bohemians, most likely for Arena. They have Poles, also probably for Arena. Vietnamese, decent on Step, probably workable on Pilgrims. Romans, I would say that's a Step Civ, but again, also workable on Pilgrims. Romans are pretty strong. Japanese can go pretty much anywhere. And then Gurjaras, maybe if they decide they want to do early aggression on Arena. Um, so again, that's for VK and Sushi. That's for Loico High Tempo. For Red Hot Chili Peppers, I already mentioned Armenians. They've got Byzantines, good civ pretty much everywhere, just runs counters and runs counters cheaply. They've got Bulgarians, that'll probably be for Harya. I imagine he'll want to play that on step, get those early man-at-arms out, try to get into Conics or drop a Krepost. They got Burgundians, so that might be nifty to have on Arena. Burgundians a very good Arena civ. They can get Ecotex 1 age early. Flemish Militia are nifty at fighting into Cav while also doing damage to other things. They've got the Coustier, which have the charge tech, and then like the earlier tech ups for the earlier tech up for Cavalier, which also makes it easier to get into Paladin. They've got Franks. Franks is also one I'd lean towards step, maybe Arena. There are Frank castle drop strats that can be done on Arena, where because Franks have cheaper castles, you can have a slightly stronger eco than you would with a normal castle drop civ, and plop a castle down pretty early as Franks on Arena. But also they've just got the they're a streamlined civ that goes into heavy cavalry pretty easily. Got Hindustanis. Piment absolutely cooked Coca and I with Fast Castle Ghulams on that hyper random match that we played against them. Gotta watch out for those. They are fast, they are tanky against archers, and it turns out that they're pretty good against throwing X-Men too. Not that it matters because they have Franks as well, but if anybody was wondering, at least in like mid Castle Age, the Axemen got completely destroyed. And then their last civ is Lithuanians. Good all around civ. Latus are good in that they ignore enemy armor, so very good into something like heavily armored, like heavily melee armored units. Don't see too many of these. There's nothing that has like extra armor that I'm aware of, except for maybe Gurjara elephants, but yeah. But also Lithuanians get extra food to start. Their start's a little bit easier. They get tower shield skirms, which are very good against even very good archer civs. So yeah, they're just a solid civ choice. They get the stronger cav with relics. Hopefully that's given them time to get into a game and get started. I will boot up AoE and see if I can find a lobby. Alright, let's see if we can find this in the lobby browser here. Don't think I see it quite yet. I believe they've been chatting in the Discord. Yeah, it looks like they're still setting it up. So I guess I can look back at the civs a little bit here. Because I kind of went through those. I mean, I'll just try to fill the silence. That's what I'm going to say. So for Arena, I feel like it's a pretty obvious Poles Bohemians for Loico High Tempo. Those are the stereotypical Arena civs. out of this out of the group that they have. Not that other civs can't be used. Obviously, they can pull out Gurjaras if they want to do something akin to what Shoveler and Firefrog did. If they want to do the early armored elephants, um, you can make Romans work on Arena. I feel like if you're going Romans on Arena, you maybe want to look at a big massive Scorpions. They fire faster. Um, it used to be unique to Romans where only Roman Scorpions were affected by ballistics, but now that's everybody. But regardless, if you get a big old group of Scorps, you can kind of make that work on Arena as Romans. Um, Vietnamese could try to get up to a big old mass of Rattans to mess with any archers that your opponent might be trying to make. Now, I don't think that's a decent arena pick into the civs that Red Hot Chili Peppers have picked. Um, there's not. I wouldn't call any of their civs an archer civ. Byzantines can go archers fine. They get fully upgraded arbalest, but they're generic. Um, Bulgarians get generic, fully upgraded heavy CA, but they don't get crossbowmen. Um, Franks. Franks have pretty bad archery range. Hindustanis, I think, is decent, but nothing to write home about. Lithuanians get the good skirms, and I think they get arbalest too. But regardless, I don't expect to see Vietnamese on Arena, just because I feel like you want to play Vietnamese into as a civ that can catch other people's archers. I say having gotten destroyed by skirms the last time I played Vietnamese, but we live and we learn, I guess. Although, truth be told, I still have no idea what I should have done that game. Full disclosure. Um, as far as for the other maps, once again, I really think it's going to be Mongols on steppe. Romans is probably a decent choice for steppe, doing that in early infantry pressure, particularly since the league seems to have shifted a bit toward people more dropping their TCs onto the berries. Um, that means more exposed woodlines early. People have been walling them up well, but if you can get up to a good mass of tanky Roman men at arms, you can still cause some issues. If you do that in Feudal Age, or if you try to get to Castle quickly and get them into the 1+4 armor, longswords, also a good call. Um, but you could also see Vietnamese on steppe. Japanese also works on steppe. I imagine Japanese is going to be a little bit better for pilgrims, because they've got a little bit better navy. But Japanese is workable on steppe too. They've got their own strong infantry. They've got decently strong cav archers that hit other archers harder. Once again, not many archer civs on the other side. I've been all over the place. I didn't even talk about arena civs for Piment and Harya. But let's go steppe civs for them first. I think it's almost certainly going to be Bulgarians. Harya likes Bulgarians. Uh, and I must say he's a man of taste. Bulgarians are fun. Um, Harya's played him on Hideout before. Just they're not going to serve the same purpose on Arena or Pilgrims that they would on Steppe. They want to hit the timings for Man at Arms and possibly Longsword. Obviously, Conics are a pretty strong unit if you get to them in late game, but it's kind of hard to find a unit to pair with them. And their Navy is meh. It's not awful, but it's meh. So, that's why I would lean heavily Bulgarians being the pick for steppe. To pair with that, maybe Hindustanis. Feel like Piment could pull up a similar thing that he did against myself and Coca. But steppe honestly would make it potentially even easier for him, because that hyper random map we had was ugly, ugly, really tough to find food. Um, Frankly, everybody in that game that wasn't me still did a pretty decent job at finding food, but yeah, it was tough, and Piment still had an amazing fast castle on that map. So get the guaranteed resources on step, and he could probably do something similar, or you know, run some scouts for some feudal aggression and defense. Lithuanians would also be an option on step with the extra food and the good cavalry. As far as arena civs for Piment Harya, Burgundians, I'd say almost absolutely. For the same reason as Poles Bohemians, Burgundians are recognized at the arena civ. Out of the group here, early eco upgrades, easier to get into some power units than it is for some other civs. They also get a hand cannoneer bonus. So, yeah, strong arena civ there. For their second one, it's a good question. Byzantines would be fine. We saw Gary's left foot play Byzantines to very good effect against Shoveler and Firefrog during a recent set. Just got the counter units out and held off the Conquistador and Armored Elephant push, and then was able to tech into Halbs to make sure that the Gurjaras weren't able to come back with Hussars. Could look at a similar thing here. Franks would also be fine on Arena for the same reasons I mentioned earlier. They've got good castle drop strats. They can go into heavy cav of their own. Although I don't think you'd want to play Burgundians and Franks, because Burgundians want to make heavy cavalry as well. Theirs are a little bit weaker pound for pound because they lack bloodlines. And I can't remember if they lack some armor upgrades too. Actually, they're not in the game yet. Let me maybe see if I can pull up the tech tree real quick. See about Bulgarian Cav here. Of course, they get the stronger hand cannoneer. Did I say Bulgarian? Burgundian Cav. No, they get fully upgraded armor and blast furnace, so they just miss bloodlines, which is still a pretty, that's an upgrade that you miss, but the idea for them is that they get paladin faster because they can tech cavalier and castle, and then they can support with hand cannoneers. They can get bombard cannons. They can use Flemish militia. They have the button. No one really clicks Flemish Revolution anymore, but man, it'd be fun to see that again. Because obviously the devs nerfed it into the ground. Goodness, I don't know. I think this was 3 years ago at this point. For a while it was kind of the win button in certain circumstances. There were some pro games that were won by Flemish Revolution. I feel like I remember a Flemrev coming out in one of the Red Bull tournaments. Was pretty crazy, but it was super strong. They did nerf it. Anyways, going back to arena civs, I imagine Burgundians I'd say is almost 100%, and you could honestly pair them with any of these other civs, but most likely would be Byzantines or Hindustanis, if you ask me. Let's check back in and see if they are in game yet. Still doesn't look like it. Still not seeing a game quite yet. They're making lobbies. Hopefully they're in lobby at the moment. we await it. We await the game. Sorry, I wish I had more to say in this bit, but I mean, aside from looking at Pilgrim Civs, which I guess for the record, I think that'll be Japanese and maybe I guess it could be Japanese Romans, it could be Japanese Vietnamese, it could be Japanese Gurjaras for low eco high tempo if we get to steppe, or if we get to Pilgrims, sorry. And for low eco or for Red Hot Chili Peppers, I would lean. It could be Armenians Byzantines, it could be Armenians Lithuanians, could be Armenians Franks. So the us having 7 civs is doing its job well, and that not entirely sure which civ is going where. But I'd say I'm almost certain Armenians is intended for pilgrims, and I'm almost certain Japanese is intended for pilgrims, although both of those civs have more uses on the other maps than some of the other ones I've mentioned earlier. Oh, I think I see it. Okay, I see it on spec dashboard. There it is. All right, we're pulling Capture Age up, and we will be getting into this first match soon. This is also a pretty heavyweight set. By the way, I can bring up the standings. I should have done that before before the game started, but I can bring up the standings of the league after this. Both of these teams are close to the top of the league, so definitely definitely some implications for playoff seeding here. I am excited to see how it goes. Spec delay says 0. Hopefully no thanks to E. It's loading. It's trying to be really fast. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome. And hey, I am actually going to remember to do this now. So give me just a moment to fix this real quick. Red Hot Chili Peppers and low eco high tempo. Saber learned how to set those things on Capture Age. Watched Russ's stream the other day and saw how he changed those around. So yes, this is going to be game 1 of a set between the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's going to be pimentbd playing as the Burgundians in the green, and Harya playing as the Hindustanis in the gray. They are playing against low eco high tempo. It's going to be VK in the dark blue playing as the Romans, and Sushiero in the red playing as the Bohemians. So I was wrong with regard to the civs for low eco high tempo. I was almost certain it was going to be Bohemians Poles, but instead VK has pulled out the Romans. So I'm wondering. My thoughts before the game were that if you're playing Romans on Arena and you get to late game, you need to look at Scorpions. Obviously, like, Legionaries are strong, but they well, it's not even. In late game, they start dying hard to the things that usually counter infantry, namely Arbalest, or any sort of cavalry archer unit. obviously that can still mess with them in Castle Age too, but in Castle Age they have the 5 armor, 1+4 on their longswords, which means that a fully upgraded Castle Age crossbowman only hits them for 2, and a cav archer only hits them for 3 per shot. Whereas a fully upgraded arbalest shooting at them in Imperial Age hits them for 4 damage per shot, because I believe it's 2+4, 2+4 for the armor there. So he's VK is trying to do a hair funnel. He has put up palisades next to the hares, and basically the way that this works is that hares move randomly. And if they happen to choose to path to the other side of these gates, then they can't path through it, so the game tells them to go around the wall and under the TC. You see, one of them has come over here very slowly, so that's going to save some wood for VK. If the hares funnel correctly, then he doesn't need to build a mill on them. Very interesting. Our other higher elo player, Piment, has not done that. He's actually not on the hares at all yet. Anyways, so yeah, talking about Romans there, and getting into the nitty-gritty of what they do. Although one other thing for Romans is that they do have the bonus with Centurions, where if you have a Centurion alongside Legionaries, they, I believe, attack faster, which is pretty cool. And once you research committed tenses, the Legionaries, your Knightline, and Centurions all get a charge attack and also train faster, so you can kind of spam. Not quite Goth level spam, but it's pretty good spam. For the other civs that I know less about, so Bohemians are the bane of my existence. Never know how to kill this civ. So they have better... Like, their halberdiers do more damage against... Like, more bonus damage against cavalry, which might be pretty useful against Piment's Burgundians. Bohemians, their villagers benefit from monastery upgrades. Cheaper blacksmiths and universities. Sorry, just fervor and sanctity. So they, the villagers can work. They get more HP from sanctity, and they walk faster from fervor. And then they get chemistry and hand cannoneer available to them in Castle Age, which is also pretty nifty. Harya has clicked up to feudal. That's a pretty early click. Hindustanis have what, a faster TC or something? They get, okay, cheaper vills. Sorry, it's Persians that have the faster TC. So usually you're wanting to fast castle on Arena. But that's a pretty low vill count for a fast castle. I don't know if Harya's cooking something or what the deal is. We will have to see what unfolds. VK is the second to click up. VK on 24 pop, 23+1. That's a bit more common. Anymore, that's generally what I see from fast castle boom builds is 23+2. At 23+2 villagers. Sushi is also clicked up. Does have the most idle TC, is about 1 vill behind compared to the others. But then Piment has gone for a 24 pop up, so made 1 more vill, but I don't think that's going to really make the difference. You know, I feel like even if he gets aggressed on in early castle, you know, I don't think that's going to cause him to fall apart or anything. You know, 24 is still relatively fast and should get him to castle well before 16 minutes. Probably closer to 14.5 or 15 would be my guess. I should maybe consider speeding up Dark Age Arena in the future. I just like to have the time to talk about the Civ matchups, as I did a little bit earlier. The one I haven't mentioned here is Hindustanis. Let's have a quick look at them. So, looked at this a little bit earlier. So they've got their camels, which attack faster. I don't think that's gonna factor into this too much. I mean, Romans can make okay cav, but Bohemians don't really want to go into cav. They lack husbandry, and their bonuses are focused elsewhere. It might be the Chautauqua hand cannoneers that are going to be the main play for Harya. If it gets to that point, those would be very brutal against Roman legionaries and other infantry. So they're tankier, and they also get Chautauqua, which means they have more range. So yeah, I figure that's going to be their best option in this matchup here. They can make imp camels if they want to, though. They also get caravanserai. So if they get trade going, if it goes late game, if they have a chance to, they can build caravanserai to make the trade go faster. So everybody clicked up to castle within similar timings of each other. Honestly, it's pretty much by elo. Piment first. VK's about 10 seconds behind him. Harya is about 20 seconds behind VK, and then Sushi clicked at almost the exact same time as Harya. So they're all going to hit Castle Age at pretty similar times. One thing I want to check on is see if anyone's on stone, because being on stone early usually indicates castle. Piment is going to stone now, but if you were going to go for an aggressive castle, he would have gone to stone a bit earlier. So Piment is the only one that has even gone to stone. We are not going to see a crazy castle aggro situation like what Shoveler and Firefrog did. So looks like we're kind of playing the map as intended here. Piment immediately gets 3 TCs down. This guy is very, very good at booming up. These 3 are probably going to become 5, and he will probably have 120 vills by the time this hits like 27 minutes, would be my guess. VK only putting 1 more up, which makes me wonder if he might be thinking about going infantry ram in late Castle Age. I'm pretty sure going 2 TCs is what you usually do for that strat. He's putting up a monastery, so gonna see about trying to get some of the relics. Are we gonna see stables from either of these guys? Doesn't look like it. Harya also immediate 3 TC. Sushi has not built another TC yet. Let me check his resources. Yeah, so he doesn't have the wood for a TC quite yet. But also, he's missing 30 stones, so did he put outposts up or something? Oh no, he put a stone gate down here. Okay. So that's gonna put him fairly behind in terms of just booming. Because, yeah, the other team has gotten their TCs up a lot faster. He hasn't even started his. He's got the wood for 1 now, and I'm guessing that's why he deleted that archery range there. Unless he's going aggro. The score is a bit deceiving here. This is definitely in Red Hot Chili Peppers' favor right now, if you ask me, because they got those TCs up faster. So this monastery's up, but I don't see a monk out yet. Wow. Harya is actually keeping pace with Piment on Vill count. I'm guessing, part of that's the Hindustani bonus, but that's pretty impressive. Piment is very, very good at booming, and to have anyone keep up with him is very impressive. A little bit of a scout battle here. They are the exact same HP. Sushi Scout is just kind of chilling outside of Piment's base, and Piment is just kind of checking around Sushi's base. There's the second TC from Sushi. That's quite late. And he's going to be very behind in eco. VK's put a third one up, but you can see there's already a drastic difference in build counts here. It is basically 25, and that is going to... Ooh, Harya Scout finds the monk. The monk dies. Good pick from Harya. For both of these players, for both Sushi and Harya, do not trust this number. I don't think either of them play too many 1v1s, but... yeah, I mean, as I mentioned before, well, I can't remember if I said this out right before, but I'm going to say it now. Harya just straight up outplayed me in our set against them, and I am 1100. Now I'm 1100 because I haven't gone back into 1v1 because I don't want to lose it, but even so, my number says 1100 down here, and I feel like Harya firmly outplayed me in both those games, so I would definitely not think that 956 is really representative of his true elo. And then yeah, Sushi has pulled out some pretty crazy strats as well that aren't really indicative of his elo being 861 down here. Believe he castle dropped Simon Bolivar in their set, which just completely took him out of the game, and Simon is about 1350 as well, so it's kind of crazy. Piment is trying to be a nerd. He tried to block the scout from getting killed by VK's scout. I've been sitting here blabbing. Sushi did make some hand cannoneers using that Bohemian's bonus. See how Piment defends against this. Another monk goes down. The thing is, like, this can't really do damage to the eco. There's no siege behind. There's a mangonel now, but yeah. Monks are looking at the scout again. Hand cannons are grouped up with the mangonel. Still just the one mangonel. You gotta have siege to break into someone's base on arena, and I feel like Piment's just gonna be able to put a second wall behind and... Oh no, he's gonna buy 400 stone and buy a castle. Yeah, that works too. Puts up a... Nope, yep, I said he was gonna have 5. Puts up a 5th TC as well. This attack is not gonna go anywhere. Lost a scout, lost another monk or two, but I don't really think he cares. He's at 91 bills and it's 25 minutes on the clock. He's making a defensive siege workshop. Got some spears poking a wolf here. Sorry, a black panther. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for Sushi to honestly get any significant eco damage onto Piment here. Harya also put up a Ford Castle. He's heavy on stone, so he can consider more TCs if he likes, but he's got a healthy build count as well. He's got 87. And then both of low eco, high tempo. I mean, they're playing to their name. Sushi's only on 42 vills, and VK's on 71. VK hasn't really made much military. A couple monks. He did get the one relic. Monk is getting one more. Hand cannons are in, and this is where Sushi needs to try to do the damage. Because this is the area that the castle doesn't cover, but you've got the TC here. And even if this TC goes down, well, let's hold that thought, because here comes a mangonel. Mangonels can kill both of these. Ouch. Big shot for Piment. And you gotta watch these hand cannons. Like, they... good job. Oh. Oh, he just made a bunch of Coustier. Yep. Nice attack ground there, though, from Sushi. But it's gonna be kind of too little too late here. Oh yeah, we've even got some Golems from Harya. VK's up to Imp, but Piment is not super far behind him. Sorry, I was checking Discord. Should be able to chat on my stream. I don't see any reason why not. Is it coming up that you guys can't? I mean, let me send a message. Definitely feel free to chat on the stream if you guys would like, if it's working for you. If it's not, I might have to look at something between games. Can't find the stream or can't find the chat? I can post the stream again real quick. Don't want to miss any action here, but it's mainly just, well, Paladin from Piment, so that's going to be Burgundians hitting their timing. Yeah, that's weird. Usually it's on the right side. See if it's collapsed maybe. See if there's an arrow to click out the chat. An arrow in the top right that says expand. Maybe see if that happens. Okay, there we go. You're good. It's hard to see. Hard to see if you haven't done that before. Regardless, the reckoning is here for Sushi. He tried his attack on Piment. Piment repulsed that. And now here come his own siege workshops. He's going to put up some barracks. I mean, Sushi's only got 52 vills here. I feel like that attack needed to come out a little bit sooner to have any hope of actually doing some damage to Piment. And it probably needed some rams too, but I know that's just tough. You know, you get these bonuses as Bohemians, but I know it's tough to actually make those units. Now that said, VK has castle dropped Harya and is going to try to bust in. Now Harya does have a defensive castle of his own, and he's actually all four of them are an imp. So they can all make trebs. Harya's actually getting Shatagni for the hand cannoneers, which is exactly what you want to make. Oh, good wall off here. Very good wall off. These legionaries should beat Golems, particularly before they're elite. But the Roman spam is happening. VK have committed fences? He does not. Still needs blast furnace as well. So VK's actually trying to treb down the fortifications here. Does he see the castle? Yeah, he does. I feel like you should maybe task the trebs onto the castle. I know you got to get through the wall too, but trebs don't. They're not amazing at actually hitting just stone wall pieces. So I would say task them onto the castle and then maybe hit the gate instead. Piment is in, and Piment has almost fully teched Paladin. There's Iron Casting, just missing Blast Furnace now. Even with... Oh yeah, these Halbs have only got Castle Age armor. Even with the extra bonus damage, these are Paladin. I think this is just going to stampede right through Sushi's base. Infantry ran push. I mean, the siege workshops are here, but those are actually Harya's. And yeah, the castle went down. Piment sent some paladins over. They take down one treb. The other is going to survive, but it actually might get shot down by these hand cannons. Take out the Vills. I mean, traps don't take a ton of damage. Yep, there we go. He's hitting the castle now, but we've got Elite Golem coming in. And Harya has another one behind, so he'll be able to keep training those. Yeah, this is over. Sushi's already down to 16 Vills. Even though VK hasn't been hit, Romans aren't the Civ that you would need to push this back. Maybe could have done it with Mongols if he got to this stage of the game, but yeah, and this is pretty much just all credit Piment. He is very, very good at booming, as I mentioned previously. And, like, Sushi had the right idea going into the aggro. He just didn't, I don't think he got it out quite fast enough. And that's just a tough timing to hit. Arena aggression is difficult. Harya signaling that Halbs are coming in for VK. Is Sushi going to make it out with any Vills? Piment has tracked it. I think he might, but there's still... Yeah, okay. So Sushi is going to make it out with the Vills, but now his task is to... Oh, I wouldn't send those back. There's a castle in Yuriko now. Yeah, no, you gotta post up inside VK's base if you're gonna try to do anything here. But all that's gonna happen now is that now that Sushi's basically dead, they're just gonna turn the attention to VK, and he doesn't have anything against Shatagni hand cannoneers. The Halbs can do all right against the Paladin, but hand cannons just absolutely destroy Romans unless you're able to get a massive of Scorpions. But here come Golems as well. They will go and... Yep, GG is called. Alright, so a pretty dominating... sorry, I never did check their res. Here's what it was at the end of the game. So Sushi could have put some TCs up and reboomed, but yeah, I mean, it was over. It was pretty thoroughly over. Yeah, just honestly, just win in terms of eco. Both Harya and Piment just got better eco faster. But you know what? I think this just was an unlucky. This was an unlucky admin pick. They have definitely said, VK and Sushi have definitely said before, they're low eco, high tempo for a reason. That's you know, and they tried to do the early attack, particularly Sushi did, but yeah, just gotta hit it a little bit earlier, I think, especially if you're trying to take out someone of Piment's caliber. That said, let's see what we got for game 2. I imagine it'll be Step, but let us see. See if the other lobby's up yet. Doesn't look like it. I will go ahead and mark these on here. So that was a loss for Mongols, a loss for Romans. That was a win for Burgundians, a win for Hindustanis. I don't know if this actually translates across or not. On Step, I definitely think Mongols. I'm wondering what they're going to do with Poles now that they didn't play it on Arena. I feel like Japanese, they should save for Pilgrims. Obviously, it would work just fine on Step, but I think it's almost certainly Bulgarians for Harya. Harya likes Bulgarians, and Bulgarians doesn't really make sense anywhere else, if you ask me. I mean, I guess you could play it on Pilgrims, but their navy's not super great. Yeah, Gurjaras is also a decent call on Step. You could maybe play Gurjaras if you're expecting Franks. Yeah, if you put a gun to my head and told me pick which civs are going to come out, I would say probably Mongols, Gurjaras, Bulgarians, Franks, and I'd probably get shot in the head, but that's how it goes. Keeping an eye out for the map here, or for the... Yeah, the Camel Scouts would definitely be nifty into a scout opening, which you definitely want to do on step. They're really pricey though. You got to go really heavy into gold to make even the Camel Scouts, because I'm pretty sure they're the same cost as a normal camel. Isn't it like 50 food, 60 gold or something? Let me check dashboard again. Spec dashboard. Doesn't look like it's up quite yet. Yeah, it's kind of silly. I mean, I guess I don't know. That's all I got. I don't know. It's kind of weird that the Camel Scouts themselves are so expensive. I guess they're a little bit faster than Scout Cavalry. But I think I think they do the same damage as a Feudal Age Scout. Maybe they get bumped up to base 5 attack stat. It might be 4 though as well. Regardless, like I feel like you usually only get use out of the initial scout. Hard to, unless you're teching into camels to then go Castle Age with them, because they do upgrade immediately to normal camel riders. So I guess if you've got a Feudal Age eco humming and you want to tech into camels to counter like a light cap play, we could do that. Hopefully we see a lobby soon. Check Discord and see if they're having any issues. Not seeing anything yet. Am I blind? Make sure I'm not missing anything in here. I imagine I'm looking for step. But they could also pick pilgrims as well. Can pick either your home map or the opponent's. Really hoping we don't have another split series. That would be kind of rough. I mean, they're both still in their, they are both still in their voice chats, so guessing maybe just a little brief break before they start game 2. Alright, well, we will wait it out. I guess while this hasn't popped up yet, I am going to go grab some water, so I will be right back. Water required. Still not seeing a game yet. Uh-oh. So I see... I saw a lobby labeled LEL in Spec Dashboard. Oh, maybe? Okay. Maybe they just got it going? Okay, there it is. For a moment I was concerned that spectators weren't enabled. But I think they were just in the lobby for a little while. Yep, they just started. Perfect. We got 2.5 minutes to stare at the capture age screen, and yeah. They did take step, and alright, I can see the civs, but we'll wait until the game starts to actually go over them. I will say that my brains would have been blown out. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. It's supposed to be a bit kid-friendly. I would have lost the bet. How about we put it that way? Wait it out for another minute and a half. All right, 45 more seconds. This is the part in the YouTube video that you skip over. Yeah, maybe I should grab that DaVinci Resolve program and see if I can figure out how to edit this. I feel like I've looked at it before and I was very confused by it. Not gonna lie. I don't know. That might be a project for season 2 as well. We'll see what transpires. Regardless, we are almost there. And we will be getting into game 2. All right, so this is going to be game 2 of a set in Low Elo Legends League between Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's going to be pimentbd in the green, playing as the Lithuanians, and Harya in the gray, playing as the Bulgarians, against Loiko High Tempo, that's Sushiero, in the red, playing as the Poles, and VK in the dark blue, playing as the Mongols. Real quickly, I am going to go ahead and mark this. Red Hot Chili Peppers did win the first game of this series on Arena. So the big standout here is Poles on step. We thought that Loico High Tempo was going to go with a different Civ in their lineup, potentially Gurjaras. They did have those. I also thought it was possible that something like Vietnamese might come out, but they've gone with Poles instead. So Poles are generally considered more of a closed map type Civ, and I think the main reason for that is their full works. The full works replace the mill, and the issue with Polish farming is that it is more effective, but it's harder to defend. Full works are bigger than mills, and you have to place farms around them to utilize the Polish farm bonus, which is that they're saying they feel like the map is too small. You know what? Let me hop over to dashboard again and see if it tells me whether or not it's big enough. Maybe not. Well, probably better keep this on. Does it tell me anywhere in here what the map size is? I don't think it does. Sorry for the random pause. Just wanted to see if that was something I could see in CA. I'm not going to hop back over to AoE and see if it tells me on there. We'll just let it be. I mean, yeah, this might be a bit small. These initial yurts feel a little close for a 4-player map. I'm not sure. So Loico High Tempo did place their starting TCs on woodlines, which allows them to get safer woodlines, but it puts them behind on eco. You can see they're already 2 vills behind, and that's not taking any idle TC into account. Piment and Harya just dropped their straight on the berries, and they have had neither of them have any idle TC so far. Caught up now for a moment, but I imagine that will no longer be the case soon. Yep, they're up 33. Harya says, "Oh, have a lot." I'm guessing he might be referring to his herdables here. Accidentally killed a cow outside the TC, but we've all done that. I do that every other game, I feel like. Sometimes every game. And I imagine we'll be getting up towards Feudal Age soon. Harya is going to make use of the Bulgarian bonus. He's queuing Militia. Those will become Man-at-Arms, and they will become Man-at-Arms immediately once he hits Feudal Age. Bulgarians do not need to research the Man-at-Arms upgrade, and this also applies to Longsword and Two-Handed Swordsman, although they don't get champions. Just heard a battle horn somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure what that was. No KD, it looks like, so... Sushi is idling his TC at the moment. Gonna end up a fair bit behind everybody else. Piment is up. He's clicked up on 20 vills. Don't see any military buildings for him quite yet. He's got his woodline back here. He's got vills forward on some of the Ibex. And he's actually going to be taking an Ibex right next to VK's mill. I don't know if this constitutes a lame necessarily. Is VK going to go fight this? I feel like VK could maybe consider Vil fighting this, but they're going to stay chill. Okay, so this is laming. Piment is just shooting these down. Or maybe he just went out there on his own? Okay, yeah, no, he's going to lame these deer. I guess these were technically Sushis. But Sushi's going to have some issues soon, because Harya's going to be up to feudal age and have 3 men-at-arms ready in 40 seconds. Can he see this? Yeah, he's got his yurts. I feel like you just fight this right now. Do you have Loom? No Loom! Loom is coming in, okay. But he gets taken off of his full work here. And Harya's even got a 4th. So these are going to be men-at-arms in 5 seconds. And if you're Sushi, I feel like you have to go Vil fight this. Oh, we got a pause. Hopefully that's a pause and not my DE having issues. I feel like it's a pause, though. I don't know. Let me check over on age.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sounds like there was a bit of lag there. Yeah, Sushi lagged. Oh, and we paused again. Guess there. Okay, so Sushi's having some pretty significant issues there then. That's unfortunate. While this is paused, I am going to call attention to this number now being 6 man-at-arms. And is going to be 7. So Harya is just full infantry rushing. This is kind of similar to what I did when we actually played you guys, Charles and Gary. I didn't do quite this many men-at-arms to open, but yeah, I like the Bulgarian longsword play on step. If you get enough of the infantry out, you can, hit the timings, and then it just kind of allows you to put down a Krepos or even a castle. But that's also, assuming that this game continues. Sounds like Sushi is having some major internet issues for the pause to last this long.
Yes.
VK saying he thinks he dropped. Well, darn. We'll see what happens here. Russ still in the chat? I saw him in here earlier. I think this is one where it would be a reset. Oh, just kidding. He did not drop. I almost wonder if a re might have ended up a little bit better for them. But obviously, if it's not needed, then they shouldn't do it. So Sushi's putting up a barracks of his own. He's having to put it up underneath his TC. Gonna garrison. 1 man-at-arms is gonna come in here and do the classic man-at-arms thing, which is get shot to death by TC. Still 4 out here, and he lost his full work. So, yeah. With him being poles, this is not great for him. It's a pretty rough start for Sushi. Gonna lose his yurts too. So he's gonna have to worry about getting housed. Kind of a nightmare start for Sushi, honestly. Do have, I mean, we've already got scouts out from Piment as well. He has got 4 in total with 2 in queue. He was gonna go over. Okay, VK got here with some spears. That's a good play from VK. If Piment had just gotten over here with these scouts uncontested, I feel like that would have honestly just been GG. Good wall off here from Sushi. Yep, good. He catches the other hole over there. Man-at-Arms are still causing issues, and yeah, that has housed Sushi. He's lost his initial yurts, all 3 of them. So he's got to get all 3 of these up, and even probably some more houses. He's going to panic down an archery range. One nice thing. Oh, okay. So Piment is going to try to raid, but there's not much to raid. I guess he's going to be able to get 1 Vil. Oh. Yeah, this Vil can just fight these off. Polish villagers regenerate, so 2 kills for that 1 Vil. But also, this has just completely put Sushi behind. He has 900... He could click up to Castle Age. Yeah, he's going to throw up a blacksmith and just click to Castle. Did he intend to fast Castle? I don't think so, but that's how it's going to end up for him. Harya's coming in with the Man-at-Arms onto this house wall. Sushi probably needs to get a Vil over there to try to repair that, but he's very low on wood. So he's got the click up to Castle. What's he going to do with it? Piment made a couple, 3 more scouts, and is just going to go hammer down this mill from VK. Don't think VK lost any eco. Yeah, no. Only Sushi has lost a single Vil. The Man-at-Arms are in. VK is going to try to help out with these scouts and spears, but Harya wins this fight if he takes it in the right place. Yeah, this is the right place. Harya wins this fight. Lure him into the TC. There you go. Get some TC shots off. One of the Man-at-Arms. Oh, he fully upgraded these too. And VK is also up. So that's a fast castle out of both of them. Another scout down. Spearmen are going to die very quickly. The scout is also going to die. He can just take this full wark, maybe. Or, oh, Sushi notice. Yep. Garrison and Archer. Fight this with Vils. Just fight it with Vils. Yep. He will lose 1 Vil, it looks like. Nope, not even. Well done from Sushi. Now the question is, what is he going to be able to do with Castle Age? Because they are down 20 Vils. Looks pretty similar to last game. But they do have the Castle Age timing. And he's going to get a stable up. Yeah, we'll just see what transpires here. He's putting down his Polish farms around the full work, so those will get him some extra food. He needs that in the worst way, because he doesn't have any food income at the moment. The second layer of farms does not get the bonus from the full work, so you can kind of see once this farm gets seeded, he's going to get a little boost in food. Got 17 food there. So this will give him a little bump, but yeah, this is a tough situation to be in, and there are more scouts coming in from Piment. They can just run around and kill these farmers. Not really going the right way at the moment, but nope. Archer came out. Another garrison from Sushi. Able to get some knights out. These have no upgrades. What's VK doing? VK's making camels. Camels and spears. Probably a good call into Lithuanians. Yeah, these scouts are going to get pushed away. Harya's got 4 spearmen of his own. Those can still have some utility against Castle Age units, especially without upgrades. Think they might come out. He's also stonewalling. Right now the front of his base is still open, but yeah, he's going to be pretty well protected. He's also Bulgarians and is on stone. That means Krepost, most likely. We got another pause. Presumably more lag for for Sushi, unfortunately. Just rough connection this game. Man, Piment is good with eco. This is idle TC time. 3 seconds. I mean, this isn't the only thing that separates 1,500 players from others, but I feel like it's a massive part of it. You know, he's been conducting raids, he's lost units in a few places, and he hasn't had idle TC time at all, and he's got 45 bills. Part of that is helped along by him being Lithuanians, but yeah, look at how many farmers he has. He's got like 3 layers of farms in some places. 23 in that click. I mean, I should be able to see how many he's got on wood, on food. 27 on food. And he's not even up to castle age yet. Also got a hero militia over here. Trying to... Oh, his game is freezing. Oh. We had a brief recovery, and now we're... Oh, maybe, possibly. Capture age says 0.4x. Alright, so... Knights from Sushi are going to find the Wallingville from Harya. He's not going to be able to get the full walls down. I mean, these... I think 3 knights could kill 4 spears. Maybe not 5 spears. Spears found the archer, and the spears now find the camel. Yeah, everything dies there. Ooh, I just had a teleport on my screen. Harya's up to castle. Is he going to click pikeman immediately? He's going to click loom. I mean, he only lost the 1 bill. Yeah, it's just going to let him put up the rest of his walls. Made a lot of spears. I mean, don't get me wrong, 7 spears is nice when your opponent just made knights. Keep in mind how rough Sushi's eco is. This is everything. This Stoneville, the single Stoneville, is very raidable. This is still very raidable. This is open. Piment gets back in there with some scouts, and there are going to be problems for him. To say nothing, you know, he's already got some problems with his game freezing on him, poor guy. They're gonna come over to Piment's base, and there is this open? The only thing I see that might be open is this area right here. But Piment has already gotten pikemen, and oh, yeah, he also had 4 ready in the barracks. VK's got some cav archers. Wow, and Piment just micros them. Oh lord, those do so much bonus damage. They die in 2 pokes. He's hammering on the yurt, but the pikemen are going to come in. Once again... Yep. Okay, yeah, these knights can kill 2 pikemen, but you gotta you gotta babysit the heck out of these cav archers. As you can see, as we've seen, if they take 1 poke, that's 27 damage. It's insane. VK is up here mining stone next to Harya's base. Now you can't really castle drop this. He's got a defensive crep post, and he completed his walls. I mean, I suppose you can, like, it's not that you can't castle drop it. Castle will still outshoot a crep post when they're 1v1. But it's going to be hard to get damage there. The hero militia goes down to the scouts. They're going to start hammering on the yurt again. This might actually... Yurts have no armor. This might actually go down. Oh, almost! So close. Piment is making some skirms to counter the cav archers from VK. And he's going to get a castle down. You've got to... Yeah, I think he's going to get this castle up. He just managed it too well. Oh, okay. The yurt goes down. And he stonewalls. Can they make it around? 1 bill down. Can they deny this castle? Walls off the other side. Okay, so for the moment, this is a doubt castle. I don't know if it's going to stay that way. You got to just fight the pikemen here. I know you want VK to shoot him, but just fight him. At this point, just fight him and make more. So this is an annoyance for Piment. I one will come over. Yeah, I mean, okay. So Sushi he got iron casting before he got any armor upgrades. As much as it's nice to do more damage to Vills, you kind of want to do this the other way around. This is a lot of damage onto Piment, though. Gotta, yeah. He is able to get walls up here, but they're still CA. And VK is getting ballistics. I don't have to yell at him for ballistics. Now, Harya's free to boom right now. But Harya's also made some conics, and they are here to save the day. I think they're going to clear this up now. This was some good damage, but it's not going to be enough to turn the game. The eco was just too imbalanced, and yeah, Piment went ahead and used the opportunity left by them going to the back of his base to just complete this castle. So that shouldn't happen again. Now, VK and Sushi... Oh, yep. That's definitely isn't going to happen again. He's just going to put up a TC over here, so he doesn't have to worry about cav archers shooting at undefended lumberjacks. We do have a castle apiece from both VK and Sushi as well. The pikemen from Harya go home. He's putting up a prep post right next to a starting TC. I guess that defends the stone, kinda. Should probably look at maybe fletching and or bodkin if you're Sushi, or if you're Harya, sorry. But the fact that he's got enough to... He's got 4 conics is very good. He also found VK's miners over here. They took a fair bit of this stone, but not all of it. I think this was actually Sushi's stone. Don't quote me on that. So they slowed down Piment a little bit. Piment and VK do now have pretty much even Vil counts. Are they going to be able to parlay that into any sort of advantage? These are almost fully upgraded Castle Age Cav Archers. Just missing Bloodlines from what I can see. Maybe Thumbring as well. Yeah, no Thumbring, no Bloodlines. But they've got Ballistics. And they've got Bodkin and the armor. Schlachta privileges coming out from Sushi, so that'll make his knights a lot cheaper in gold cost. He's gonna need that. Right now he has no gold income. He's got 35 bills and only 30 of them are working. Where are the 5 idols? Ooh, Piment's trying to put up a castle on VK's face. I think he's gonna be able to get this up. Possibly. VK comes in with some more CA. They're doing a bunch of damage. I feel like at this point, you just gotta... Ooh. Yeah, he's gonna get this up. So that denies the stone. And that denies these Cav Archers' life privileges going forward. Those have been revoked. VK is, however, the first one up to the Imperial Age. So he's going to win the Treb race and be able to look at trebbing this down. Piment is making a siege workshop. I don't know if that's going to be Rams or Mangonels. It's going to be Rams. Is Sushi going to be able to get Knights out? I mean, obviously Mangudai are decent against Rams, but VK doesn't have very many at the moment. Looks like he's trying to make a couple Knights, though. Behind Bloodlines and Husbandry. He's going to queue up a couple Knights, so... Okay, but it looks like Piment has thought better of it and is going to go for a Mangonel instead. The question here is VK going to... Like, he's got enough gold for a Treb. He doesn't have the wood for a Treb right now. He queued up too many Mangudai. I feel like you need to get rid of some of the Mangudai. Yep, cancels them, gets a Treb. Good call. And looks like Piment canceled the Mangonel too. Harya's up to 12 Conics, and yeah, Conics will outduel Knights here. So Conics are a weird unit to counter because the rider falls off the horse when you kill them, and then he just gets up and continues fighting as an infantry unit. And the Conics are absolutely going to just win any fights they take against these Polish Knights at the moment. They've got better base attack, and they've got the full armor upgrades. That's both Piment and Harya up to castle. Harya is going to discover this castle from Sushi. Maybe he goes down to support Piment. VK gonna get a second treb out? Yeah, he is. Yeah, Harya. Tell him in chat that you're up. That's what I do with Coca. Now, Coca doesn't usually have a mic, so we're usually communicating via text. I just like seeing someone else say it in chat. I still think this is a pretty serious advantage for Red Hot Chili Peppers. Chain barding is coming in for Sushi, but they do not get the final Cav armor upgrade. They don't get plate barding. Looks like Pimenta's just gonna let this castle go down, which is fine. He's up to Imp as well. He'll be able to make his counter trebs. VK does have slightly better eco. Piment did make one battering ram, but yeah, the castle goes down. Takes out just the CA. Ballistics is going to come in for Piment. VK should, yeah, bring these forward and see about trying to hit this castle at home before Piment can hit his timings. He does have fully upgraded castle skirms and will beat Imp in 25 seconds. Harya actually picked up first. And Harya is also getting a castle at home. Now this is a pretty redundant castle. You've already got the Krepost here defending this. I feel you've got army. I feel like you maybe should have tried to put this on this stone. That's just me. We have Obuk, the Polish unique unit, out from Sushi. Now Obuk, they strip the armor from enemies that they attack, and they're pretty tanky HP-wise. They'll absolutely destroy pikemen. But every hit, you can see these pikemen took some hits, and they no longer have armor. Hippity hoppity, your armor is now my property. Skirms out from Piment, and ooh, he got Elite Conic already? Wow, I just saw that Elite Conic turn right then. Yeah, these are going to be some dead trebs. That was a very fast Elite Conic click. He must have tons of resources. He's got, VK got Bracer, but he didn't get, he doesn't have Chemistry yet, and he also doesn't have Ring Archer armor or Parthian Tactics. So the trebs go down for VK. Pretty rough loss there. He is not replenishing them yet, just making more Mangudai, which isn't awful. You do want to be able to fight this back, especially because these are Elite Conic now, and these are fully upgraded Elite Conic. Harya just got all the upgrades. He also got Stirrups. They now attack faster. There's the dismounted Conic. And he's getting Begains too. Are you gonna mix in some two-handed swordsmen? I mean, so Begains is awesome, but I feel like that's a wasted click right now. Because you only get that upgrade. You should only get that upgrade if you're trying to go for two-handed swordsman. Because that's all it does. It gives +5 melee armor to the militia line. It's a niche tech. Probably the most famous use of Begains was Game 7 Viper versus Hera Hidden Cup 4, where Hera was able to pull that out. I believe it was against Hindustanis and was able to kill golems with it. But don't quote, like, I remember it was in Hidden Cup 4, but I don't remember the rest. So I might have been wrong with some of the details there. Regardless, that's another castle up for VK. Has Piment made any trebs? He has not. Harya has, though. Harya's got a treb out. VK's going to make some more trebs from this castle. He's making more Mangadai from this castle. Probably needs to try to look at Elite soon, but there's a lot of skirms. And we do have Halbs from Command. So looks like Sushi got bored and went over to Harya's base. If you're able to kill this Treb, that's good. But these are still just Castle Age Obuk. The Conics will destroy these. Doesn't matter that they strip armor. I'd give them better odds if they were Elite Obuk, but they are not. And now VK's got a full Cav Archer army trying to play into skirms. And they are not Elite Mangadai, and they still don't have the second armor upgrade. He's trying to bring out some Light Cav. The issue with Light Cav is that they die to Halb, and the issue with Mangadai is that they die to Skirm. I'm really surprised that this castle isn't killing these Halbs. It does take a lot of shots for Skirms to kill a Treb, but they can't. Oh, is it going to happen? Get this Treb going. Deploy it. Deploy it. It stays up. Ah. That was close. Ah, man. He almost took this down. Now VK's got plenty of resources at the moment. He's not creating anything. He might be typing or maybe talking to Sushi. Some more Obuk out. I feel like, yeah, this is tough. This is a tough situation to be in. He almost had that castle, but now Piment has repaired it fully. And VK's gonna lose this one to the counter trebs. Has not clicked Elite Mangadai yet, despite having a lot of resources. Elite Mangadai is expensive, but it's not this expensive. He should be able to get it now, right? Of course it doesn't tell me here. That would be too easy. Yeah, I do not know the cost of the Elite Mangadai upgrade off the top of my head. Yeah, VK just calls the GG. Alright, so that is going to be a 2-0 for Red Hot Chili Peppers over Loico High Tempo. So that's going to be the second loss for Loico High Tempo. And I believe the 6th win for Red Hot Chili Peppers. Let me go ahead and put this on here. Oh, I misspelled it. Loico High Timo. Yeah, it's... no, we're not going to call them the Timo version. We'll do that just to fix it. Even though it didn't show on here. So, yeah, that one... So, it was kind of unfortunate. Sushi had a lot of damage onto him early. Was able to parlay it or change it into a fast castle. I don't think he initially planned for that. But he honestly did well. Got a fast castle out of it and was able to get some knights out. They got to castle first. VK did pretty well in mid castle, getting that massive CA out and then some Mangadai. If this had gone down from Piment, that was a winnable game, if you ask me. It was still an uphill battle for VK and Sushi. Sushi's eco was in a really rough shape for the entirety of the game. But that was massive there, that castle didn't make it, or that castle didn't go down. It was at like 80 HP at one point with one shot left. Yeah, just, well played as usual from Harya and Piment. Harya getting those stone walls up was a very good call. His eco was untouched the entire game. And between that and Sushi having his eco issues, that just kind of let him do his thing. He ended up with 113 vills, and he teched into the very strong power unit that is fully upgraded elite conic right after Imperial Age started, it felt like. So very well played to them. Yeah, yeah. At one point, it looked like there was one shot left on it, and it was double digits, and he was repairing on it. It was so close, man. Yeah, good games. Um, I'll check in. Yeah. Um, do you guys want to do anything post game interview wise? I see a couple of you guys in there. Um, don't have to if you guys don't want to. But yep, was a very good set. Let me hop out of Capture Age real quick, and then I'm gonna go see if I can pull up the standings. Yeah, yeah, I saw that between the pauses, his seemed like he was just getting freezes. Hopefully, that's something that doesn't happen again. Uh, it's already tough enough playing Piment and Harya, but throw network issues on top of it, and that just makes it really rough. That said, let me hop on over to OBS and okay, yeah, so these are the current standings. Hopefully this is showing correctly. Yep, there we go. All right, so here's our current standings. This does not include this last match that was just played. So it looks like that's going to be 5-2 for Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then 6-2 for Loico High Tempo. Um, Glancing at the rest, uh, pretty solid one that's worth. Perfect. Yeah, no worries. I think I'll just hold off on a post game interview this time. You know, maybe we can, uh, maybe we can talk to Piment and Harya. You know, at the end of the season or something. Um, but Lowdown Legends were, I think, at 1-4 at one point, and they are now at 4-4. So played themselves into a playoff spot, which is awesome. Um, for the rest, so I think the win for Red Hot Chili Peppers will officially put them above Coca and I. Um, which fair, they are scary. uh, Secretary and Melly, we still need to play them. That should be a very even set. Um, I don't know how we're going to be able to handle Secretary. And then Melly's always waiting with Woads and Rams. And then, I mean, currently, Black Comrade are still completely undefeated. I feel like the issue there is Comrade's access to a computer. He was mentioning needing to go to a gaming lounge the other day, and it was closed and rendered us unable to play sets. So that might be a sub situation. I'm not sure. Um, for Tirapolos, for Simone, and Filipa, we've still got to play them. I can't remember the other two teams they need to play, but they could absolutely still make playoffs if they get some solid wins in. And then kind of outside chances for these three teams. I thought Russ and Moto had played more games, more sets. I didn't realize they still had three left. Guessing they'll just need to try to. I know Russ has been unable to play recently, so hey, looks like we'll have a lot of sets left to finish out the season for these last couple weeks, and we'll be looking forward to it. I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream here. Thank you all for watching, and good games, everybody.